This is Feed Your Mind and Soul. I came across some pretty interesting footage of this guy who says he can move items with his mind. And so they're calling this process telekinesis. And so with this telekinesis thing, it looks like they're trying to say people have untapped powers that they can utilize. And so I'm questioning right away if this is legit or not. So to me, this could be one of three things. It's either demonic, or it's hidden abilities, or it's illusional. So I accidentally stumbled across this interview of this man who was claiming he could levitate, he can move objects with his mind, and all types of stuff like that. And so I skipped to some of his stuff and I observed him performing some pretty interesting techniques. He's saying that our fingertips harness energy that you can push objects without even touching it. So if you practice and believe, you can actually perform these things. He's saying anyone can actually. And if you want to pull things towards you, you can harness energy in your palms. And so I checked out some of his demonstrations with a ping pong ball. He pushed it away. He uses hand gestures and he's able to push like a ping pong ball or a pencil away, and then he can pull it towards him using energy from his palms. And I'm like, okay, so you could easily perform this as an illusion. I mean, we've all saw magic tricks before, and actually magic is another topic. So we're going to get into magic because it's kind of related to this, but that's going to require its own brainstorm session. So we'll cover that in probably the next video. So stay tuned for that. But as far as this telekinesis and stuff, watching this guy perform these tricks, I'm like, it could easily have been an illusion. There could have been a magnet under the table, and the ping pong ball could have had some magnets in it, and the pencil, the same thing, or someone under the table could have been moving it. But then I watched some of his other videos, and he's moving pages of a book. So he's turning the pages using his fingers, without even touching the book though. The book's actually enclosed in a case, a glass case, and he's moving the pages. I'm like, okay, that looks real. I haven't quite saw the videos of him levitating yet, but I have saw magicians do that. So, I mean, all this stuff could be just magic tricks, but then this guy's actually, he's actually offering classes where he's saying he can show people how to do this stuff. And so I've seen other uploaders who have said they've learned from him, and they've been uploading videos pushing objects around without touching them and pulling them towards them and stuff. So I'm like, okay, is there something to this? So I look into it a little bit as far as the scientific explanations, and science is denying this is real, but they do say there is something to it when it comes to like tapping into a part of your brain. They're saying they can like attach robot arms to, there's new technologies coming out where they can attach robotic arms and legs to people, and they can have the person can actually move the fingers of this robot arm with their mind. But the thing with that is it's actually attached. I believe there's something actually attached to their brain to help move these robotic arms and stuff. So that's not exactly the same thing, because telekinesis is saying you can move objects outside of your body that's not attached to you. So that's kind of a big difference. But then when you look more into this stuff, I've come across some government agencies like the CIA. They supposedly and allegedly they had departments that was analyzing this type of stuff. And I believe a movie was made based on some of their programs. I think one of the movies is called The Men Who Stare at Goats. I think another one was Stranger Things. And it's based on these departments that were allegedly practicing this stuff. And so it's possible that this stuff is real. I believe there was departments practicing remote viewing and ESP so they could read minds. I think some police departments were actually using psychics and stuff like that. I don't know if psychic is the same thing as this stuff, but as far as people that say they can solve crimes and stuff using their mind and figuring out what happened, even if they weren't there. And then, so there could be something to it, but like I said, is this demonic? Is this hidden powers? Or is this all illusions? So, here's the thing. I mean, I do know there's some truth to hidden powers as far as like our minds are very powerful, I believe. I've actually experienced some things where like I've practiced like manifestation things that actually happened. Things like that was pretty unexplainable. It's like if you think about something long enough, you can actually make it happen in your real life, they're saying. And it seems like there could be something to that. And I could see why they wouldn't want humanity to know this stuff, especially if everyone started practicing this stuff and learning their groupthink actually becomes more powerful. Even the Bible says when two or more are evolved, things can become more powerful. So groupthink is a thing. I believe even they use this stuff on us. That's why they're so concerned about our thoughts and mind, what we think. And they're always trying to manipulate and guide our thoughts, especially with school. And they want people to just think in this world as a regular physical world with nothing special going on. But really, there could be something to this stuff where maybe our minds are powerful and we can do things like this. Possibly. They just don't want us to know. I mean, even in the Bible, there was Jesus and Moses performing a lot of things that people might have confused as magic, in this day and time. Like Jesus was walking on water and turning water to wine and raising people back to life. And he was doing all types of stuff, even in the apocryphal books. It was like, it sounded like he was doing a lot of things that was pretty unexplainable. And it sounded like Moses had a magical battle with the Egyptians and the pharaohs and stuff. It was like they were doing all types of incredible things that people didn't know they could do. So, and it sounded like the Messiah was actually telling people that you could do some of these things too. Even one of his disciples was trying to walk on water, and it sounded like he was almost successful until he doubted. And they say, like, with the faith and the belief of a mustard seed, you can do incredible things. So it sounds like a lot of this stuff they're saying we can do is actually based on belief. They're saying, like, with telekinesis and levitation and remote viewing and ESP and stuff. And the CIA guy, like the one that had that department, and I heard one of his interviews. He actually had an app at one time on the Apple Store, and it was like there was some colors you could pick, and if you picked the correct one, a bell will ring, and it would change every pick though. And they know if like you get under 5 correct, then it's probably nothing. If you get 10, that's pretty cool, they're saying. But if you start getting like 15 correct or 20 correct, they're saying, well, email them, because that's more than just random. So I forget this guy's name. It might have been Robert something. I can't remember. But he was saying this was one of the tests they actually used in their departments. And so I could see if people do have powers like this, they wouldn't want people to know this stuff. I think that's related to why they tell us how this earth is just a regular place and there's nothing special really going on. Why would they want people to know this stuff? Like, they try to say people only use like 15% of their brain, and maybe there is something to it. So I'm probably gonna have to leave a poll, because this is gonna be a very different discussion than the magic discussion. Because with magic, that's definitely something. Well, we'll get into that later, but with this whole telekinesis thing and the ESP stuff and the remote viewing stuff, they're trying to say like it's basically, they're trying to say it doesn't require any type of weird worship to strange gods or any type of practicing or chants or spells or anything. They're saying this is just something that people can do. They're saying you just got to believe and start to understand you can do this stuff and practice it, and you can start seeing results, they're saying. So that's what kind of separates this type of stuff from magic, is that they're trying to say this is just something about the world that people don't understand. And when I did a little research on kind of like with manifestation and stuff like that, it sounds like they're trying to say the world is actually just one thing. Like, I believe even the scientific community calls this stuff like quantum physics or something, where they're trying to say there's some type of energy that in everything that's all kind of connected. So it even goes deeper to the discussions of individualism and if everything is actually one thing or not. You know, like in the beginning was just the creator and that's it, right? So they're saying that basically never changed, and everything we see is all the creator basically experiencing self in different forms, where we have the illusion of separation of things, but really everything's just one thing. Like when he spoke everything into existence, everything is basically, they're saying, it's all kind of connected, you know. And that's like a deeper discussion. I don't really get into too much of that talk, especially, well, you know, that, I don't know, that can go all types of places. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to go there, but I could analyze and brainstorm on that stuff too. But it's kind of related though, because that's kind of the process they're saying where these powers come from, where with remote viewing, it's like you have to understand, they're saying like everything's all connected. And you can see things and predict things, and they're saying you can move things, objects, like the object's not really separate from you, basically, is what it comes down to. Like if you're moving that ping pong ball back and forth without touching it, they're saying basically that ball is a part of everything, everything's connected quantumly through energy and matter, and all matter is really one part of the creator. And I don't know, it's a pretty deep discussion, really. We could go deeper at another time possibly, but let me know what you all think about this telekinesis thing. Like I said, I might leave a poll. I probably should, because I want to know what you all think. Is it demonic? Is it hidden abilities? Or is it illusional? Or is it just not real? You know, so let me know what you all think. We're going to stay tuned for my next video, because we're going to get into magic, which is a very different discussion. We're going to have to go deep into that and brainstorm and analyze magic. And I'll let you know my thoughts on that, because that starts to dive into some really stuff that I would say for sure is demonic. But with this stuff, with telekinesis and ESP and, well, levitation sounds pretty demonic. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think though. Like I said, I might leave a link so you can see this guy perform his telekinesis, and let me know what you think about that. If I might not leave it, I'm not sure yet, because I don't really want to be involved in anyone starting to practice this stuff, especially with such uncertainty about if this stuff is demonic or not. So I don't know, I might leave a link. If I do, you can check out this guy performing stuff. But if you start practicing stuff, that's on you. I don't want nothing to do, no parts of that. I don't want nothing to do with that. So I'm also going to leave links to my other channels and my social media. And if you want to sign up to my free email newsletters, it'll all be in the comment section and description box. I'm also going to leave links if you would like to support this channel. You can donate as little as $1 to help keep Feed Your Mind online. Or you can click the join button here on YouTube and support me with as little as $1. Your support will help me continue to stay online, and it will also help me be able to release much more documentary style videos. So thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Feed Your Mind signing off.